Well, hello guys, Mark Holmes here with, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report, as well as Joe Boo's Day Job, and that's what we're doing, our Joe Boo's Day Job. And what we're doing is, we actually have these bookcases and cabinets that we're doing over here. Now this is actually made out of 3/4 inch plywood, which is great, but the problem with plywood is, as we take a little piece here, is that's the edges of it. You can see all the layers. It's not exactly pretty. So what we're doing is we're actually making a face frame. Now this is actually done by taking, let me grab a piece of the wood here. Two pieces of wood and joining them with a butt joint. And what happens is this. We have a guide that is a pocket hole cutter. See that? Drills those holes at an angle, pops them on through there, and then you end up clamping it together like that. And you can see Michael Anthony is there screwing this together. Now once that's all put together, we put that on the face of the cabinets and boom, you've got a nice solid look. You got the plywood and the veneer on it, and it's a great finish. And it also makes an extremely strong joint between the glue, which is Gorilla Glue, and the screws that lock it and clamp it in place. It's actually really good. It's easy and will last for a long, long time. Did the same technique on my kitchen cabinets 16 years ago. They're still holding up really, really well. Need to revarnish them and all that and sand them out, but the cabinet and the millwork is holding up great. So we're going to watch Michael put that together. Now what's going to happen with this is for the lower cabinets. Now we've stopped this short here so it doesn't go all the way down because we've got like a 9-inch molding that's going to go around. So no need wasting extra material right in there. And then these are actually going to be dividers that go in between for the doors. So we're going to actually have 4 doors on these cabinets to make it look consistent. And we got to do some custom doors for this because it is, the lady loves beadboard. So we're going to make raised panel doors with beadboard on them. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Never a dull moment when I do work for these people. The house is a really neat house, brand new, and it's going to have, check this out, it's going to have a solid cherry oil top on it. And what me and Michael have done is actually taken some cherry. We've laminated this up for the tops. We're going to run them through the thickness sander, sand them out, so that way they'll be nice and smooth, and it's going to be double thickness, so we're going to put an edge around it that'll be rounded over. So that's what we're doing in the shop today. What are you guys doing at your day job? Now mark the right spot. Here, just use that one. There's a left and a right.
And they signed Earl Thomas in the secondary. That's the strength of this defense.
So I gave you 2 lefts.
And if it can take away, he's getting the ball back to the offense.
Okay.
I really have still a lot of questions about. We'll see, but I mean, that's early on. This is going to be very interesting. They seem to always find a way on the defensive side of the ball. When they look at players like Hall of Fame, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, they seem to always find a way. But this seems like it's going to be an interesting transition because that's a lot of talent, a lot of production going out there.
Yeah, interesting. All going through the division, Steve. It seems like a division known for its stability, and now so many things are constantly in change. We'll see how the North shakes out. Steve White, just here. Steve coming up here, and up to the minute as we continue, but we have some sad news to announce. Former Lions defensive coordinator and Chiefs head coach Gunther Cunningham passed away. This is the announcement from the Detroit Lions. Gunther Cunningham will forever be remembered as one of the great men of our game. He left a lasting impact on every person.
These will go in the middle to make our dividers. The only thing is,
40 years in the National Football League. The final 8
I might only put one of those and make the doors overlap because that's going to be kind of really narrow. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We're going to make a little change on this because I was going to put 4 dividers or 3 dividers in here, but when you do that, it's going to make it so it's hard for the doors to really do much. So what we'll do is when we make our doors, we'll end up putting a strip on the back of it, so that way they'll still look like they have the divider in it, but when you open it up, it'll give more access to it.
Dead on flush.
Thanks, E2, for the cold. I don't know how you haven't gotten sick thus far in this house.
I've been sick, but not like
First Tracy and then me, and then E2 laying out on the sofa.
Not like y'all.
Well, you're young. And make sure you guys check out Michael Anthony Fitness. He's changed his tune. He was killing Moore before.
I still will.
But right now, he's willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. So that was going to be right
You
there.
have to prove it.
He's got to prove it, but he's at least listening to a little bit.
That's because he got Dak Prescott.
Well, help you. But you know what?
He's the reason why I've got Dak Prescott.
I've stirred up some stuff now because I got Eagle fans going off on me right now. Because I'm going to tell you, it's time to get rid of the dink and dunk. Because seriously, and I'm about to go off. I mean, seriously, I'm going to go off on all these Eagle fans and everything else. Marcus Mosher ended up posting a comparison of Dak Prescott's stats versus Carson Wentz, something we've talked about before. But see, the funny thing is when I tell you guys something, it doesn't have any credibility because it's just Mark Holmes. Who's that guy? You guys see it on Bleacher Report or ESPN. Oh, then that's the correct thing. Well, you know what? We always hear Jason Whitlock talking about dink and dunk Dak Prescott. If Dak Prescott's a dink and dunker, then so was Aaron freaking Rodgers because they had the exact identical yards per completion last year. So take that. So let me get you guys a little bit closer here. I'm going to show you. See, this is a special clamp that will hold that flat. That'll hold those two pieces exactly flat. The screws themselves have like a little self-drilling tip onto them, so they really bite and they really hold. If you're using hardwood ones, they have a different screw because it's actually a finer tooth, so that way it doesn't split and doesn't break. So this is how our face frames get put together. And Michael Anthony Fitness is also learning how to be a cabinet maker. Takes a lot of manual dexterity there. Get strong hands. So Mike, having been working in the workshop on a couple of projects and stuff now after all these years, what do you think about doing woodworking? You enjoying it? Liking it?
All I need to do is so I can build a house. My end goal is to build houses.
Okay.
So whatever I gotta do, if I gotta do.
Didn't really answer the question, did he?
I did.
Do you enjoy doing it is the question. I mean, it's
I
one
do.
thing, that's like, hey, I clean toilets for a living so that way it pays the bills. Doesn't mean I like it. It means it's paying the bills. No,
I need to learn how to do to build a house.
Okay. So
it's all about the end goal.
So there we have one of our first face frames. Now, you see, here's what's cool. See how that's almost exactly flush? You'll wipe off the glue off of there. Boom. Look how tight that is. You don't have to clamp it because the screws basically are the clamps. And so then this will go boom, just like that onto the cabinet. And then we make the doors to go with it, and bam, you got a cabinet. So we've got the two base units, and then we have the upper one for go on top of it. So that's all we got here from the shop. Oh, we're talking about.
They evaluated these guys all throughout the draft process.
now it's up to the players to get ready.
It's up to the players. That's true.
I think we have a pretty good feel for what
That's basically showing what they showed yesterday.
Yeah, it's basically a recap everything they had on there. All right, so I'll hit you guys. Oh, let me show you guys one other thing too here. We've actually been working on the pieces I ended up putting together here on the cars, and we're using a spray, spar urethane. Spar urethane is what you would use like on a boat. It's made for outdoor use. It's got UV protection and stuff on it. And no, don't use it as a sunscreen. But we've gone through and we've actually sprayed this. The way this stuff works is you put it on, then within 2 hours you put the next coat on it. You wait another hour, you put another coat on it, and then overnight you can let it dry. Then you can wet sand it and then do another coat on it. So I'm going to end up putting 4 coats on it. But you can see how they're beginning to look. Not too bad. Not too bad for handmade replacement parts. I'm Mark Holmes, and thank you guys for being part of Joe Boo's Day Job. And hopefully we'll get to 1,000 subscribers sometime soon, and we'll be able to live stream. See ya.